take us inside.
This is attempted murder.
This attack will be the image we remember most from the LA riots. Now meet the heroes who saved his life.
A person needs help and he has no one to turn to, and you're there. You have to feel pretty low if you don't offer your help.
Today, the Good Samaritans who refuse to give in to hate.
While the nation watched LA burn, this Emmy-winning actor went to the streets.
I'm so frustrated. I'm going into the hardest hit area, and I'm going to start to clean.
Now, Edward James Olmos is making his mark with broom in hand.
Swift is in. Chicago, coming to you first.
Audio check, 1, 2.
Then to LA.
Julie knew the African bush was home to animal predators, but when authorities blamed her brutal death on wild animals, her parents didn't buy it.
The place is riddled with the corruption from top to bottom.
Inside Edition goes into Africa and joins a safari for the truth behind their daughter's murder.
Stand by.
Hello, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thank you for watching Inside Edition today. Well, Los Angeles is trying to get back to normal after last week's sad events. But despite the horror, there are some incredible stories of individual heroism. Actor Edward James Olmos, who you may remember from Miami Vice, is one of those heroes, and we will profile him a little later on. But first up today, the scene of this truck driver being beaten has been repeated about as often as the Rodney King video in recent days. His name is Reg Denny, and the credit for his rescue goes to an entire family who risked their lives. Bonnie Strauss with our story.
Reggie Denny was the guy next door, a good neighbor with a quick smile and big heart. Though he was divorced, he was a devoted father. His life was simple and uncomplicated until last Wednesday, when things changed forever. The world watched while Los Angeles burned. And for millions of people, the image best remembered will be that of a white truck driver savagely beaten by a group of heartless thugs. That man was Reggie Denny.
This is attempted murder.
I sat there, and the minute he got pulled out of that truck, I knew it was Reggie.
Jerry Cole and Don Kelly are two of Reggie's best friends. Like most of Los Angeles, they saw the incident on television, and they couldn't believe this could happen to a guy like Reggie.
Don, how would you describe Reggie? What kind of person is he?
Pretty much a sweet person. He's a really nice guy. Yeah. You know, the kind of guy you meet and you always remember because he's just so nice.
But nobody in that intersection seemed to care what kind of person Reggie was. Nobody, that is, until these strangers came along.
A person is being beaten down, as a person needs help, and he has no one to turn to, and you're there. You have to feel pretty low if you don't offer your help.
T.J. Murphy and his girlfriend Terry Barnett did more than offer their help to Reggie Denny. They, along with two other Good Samaritans, saved Reggie's life. By the time they arrived at the scene, Reggie had climbed into the cab of his truck, and he needed help desperately.
His eyes were swollen. You couldn't see out of them. His head was enlarged from being beaten. There's a young lady already aboard the truck on the passenger side. And put up and asked her, how's he doing? And she said he's alive.
From the first conversation that we're having with her, we're making plans on getting him to the hospital. So,
why did you decide to get involved?
I felt that he needed help. That's why I decided to get involved. If anybody would have seen him, they would have seemed like they would have wanted to help.
But nobody did?
Nobody did. I don't know. We have a heart. I have a heart. So, you know, we just helped him.
Terry's 8-year-old daughter, Mimi, was with her mother and TJ during the rescue. Her memories of the event are perhaps the clearest of all.
TJ was in the truck, holding on to the passenger side to tell the man that was in the truck that was driving to tell him how to get there to the hospital and how to drive because the windows was cracked.
What did it make you feel?
It felt like my heart was broke.
Why was your heart broke?
Because Reggie Denny was bloody everywhere, and we had to get him to the hospital quick as we can.
With virtually no time to spare, these compassionate strangers got Reggie to the hospital and his life was saved. He's recovering now, gaining strength and receiving plenty of support from the people who love him.
So Don took his right hand and I took his left hand. And we're on both sides of his bed. And we sat there and said, hey, Reggie, we're here for you. We love you, you know, and we're sorry this had to happen to you because you don't deserve this. No one does. And right when we said that, he grabbed our hands and a tear came out of his right eye.
Reggie knows something terrible has happened to him, but as this handwritten note suggests, he can't understand why. Reggie continues to improve, and at a recent press conference, the hospital brought 2 of the Samaritans and some of the family together for a celebration.
The family would also like to publicly thank, from the very bottom of our hearts, the 4 individuals who risked their lives to save Reggie. They did not see color, they simply felt compassion for humanity. They are heroes. They truly are heroes.
Our heart and our soul goes out to them. I mean, they're like family now to us.
2 families, separated by race and culture, caught up in a hellish firestorm, have been brought together by the simple strength of human kindness.
I think they're heroes.
You do? Why?
Because they helped somebody that was about to pass away, even though he was bloody.
You must be very proud. You're very proud?
I'm very proud of both of them.
She should be. And one footnote, both TJ and Terry were out of work before their heroism, but now Terry has accepted a new job. We wish her well. Plenty more to come as Inside Edition continues for you. One of the stars of Miami Vice becomes a hero in the riots, and the authorities said she was killed by wild animals, but her parents did not buy it.
One Valley News.
LA riots. We've seen all the bad stuff. Nancy Glass is here now with one of the good stories. Nancy.
Bill, you may know him as the strong, silent police lieutenant in Miami Vice. Edward James Olmos has not kept his feelings about the tragedy in LA quiet. Just hours after the rioting began, he led hundreds of volunteers into the streets to start rebuilding. He isn't just talking about it, he's out there working.
I pray that the images that the children see of people banding together and helping one another will be the images that will be the ones that will last the longest inside of their minds. This has been devastating for the adult, but it's been ridiculous for the children to see this behavior.
These searing images will be etched in our memories for years. Images of hundreds of buildings in flames, streets exploding with violence. In the midst of the chaos, actor Edward James Olmos witnessed the brutal murder of a young African-American.
Another boy came from around the corner and just shot him point blank for no reason and kept on walking. And as the boy fell, our car pulled over to the side of my truck, and as I pulled over, we ran out there, but I couldn't feel a pulse.
That moment changed the life of the actor, whose billboards looked down on the devastated streets of Los Angeles.
I'm so frustrated. I'm going to grab a broom tomorrow. I'm going into the hardest hit area, and I'm going to start to clean. I'm not saying for anybody else to go in there. I'm going in there, okay, with a broom. All right, that's it. Then all of a sudden, the Community Youth Gang Services heard the cry, and we started, 23 of us started walking down the street. Pretty soon there was 50, and then there was 100, and then there was 300, and by the end of that day, there was 500 strong, and we had swept an 8 square mile area.
Armed with a broom and using a pickup truck as a pulpit, Olmos preached a sermon of peace.
Eddie is a very impressive man who's a sort of a symbol and a sincere advocate for all of us, and I think that this is one example of the good that kind of person can do.
While other celebrities have lent their names, Olmos has gone to the burned-out heart of the city to get his message across, and his effort seems to be working.
We got up at 5 o'clock in the morning and got the kids here, and I wanted to show the kids that there's something positive to come out of this.
For many, the man who has played heroes has now become one.
Say to them that we're all doing it so that we're all, I guess, heroes. And and they should feel that, and I should feel it too. And I do, and I accept it.
Ellie! We're going to clean your city today.
Encouraging. And Edward James Olmos is helping the First AME Church of Los Angeles raise money to rebuild the city. Their address is First AME Church, 2249 Harvard Street, Los Angeles, California, 90018.
Thanks, Nancy, for that report. And coming next, a young woman looking for adventure is brutally killed in the wilds of Africa.